Well, hello. Welcome to another edition of our education series here at the Music Connection Lesson Studio in Sycamore, Illinois. You're in for a treat. Today we're going to do another flute video on different flute techniques to help you play better. Today we're going to focus on mastering difficult passages. We have our flute instructor here, Miss Elizabeth Vieyra. Hello.
Yep. Hello, everyone.
So stick around. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Let's go and get started. Elizabeth, what are we going to be working on today?
So today we'll be working, I brought in this piece. It's called Duos for Flute and Clarinet by Robert Muczynski. And this piece has a lot of difficult passages, but today we're going to be focusing on this rhythm, which is a 16-note run of 4 notes, and it has C, E flat, G flat, and B flat.
All right, great. Can you go and demonstrate those 4 notes for us? Okay, for those that are watching, it's written as 16th notes, and it's on count 2, so 2 E and A. Let's hear it one more time. Okay, wonderful. All right, let's jump right in. We'll be right back. First, we're going to learn important articulations like tonguing and slurring for this passage. Elizabeth?
Yeah, so what makes this specific example difficult is that the G flat goes to a B flat, which can be a difficult fingering, especially for beginners. So this is how I would start tackling it. Well, first of all, we got to play it slow, just like we talked about in our last video. And since it is written as a slurred rhythm, I would just go. And then, to trick my brain into thinking about it differently, I would tongue everything. So I would go. And this will help your fingers get a better idea of when they have to move to create those notes.
Right, exactly. So what we want to make sure we're doing is we're not going to make it too difficult when we learn the passage. So that's why she started with slurring, because all the notes are basically blended together. There's no use of the tongue except maybe on the first note. So slurring, for those that are watching, slurring is where everything is blended together. There's no separation between the notes. So remember that when you work on difficult passages, make sure that you're not going too fast, so the tempo should be manageable, and you're not trying to work on any dynamics right away. You're just really kind of working on the skeleton rhythm. For those that are watching, the skeleton rhythm is either the first note and maybe the third note out of the 16th, so you're really working on an 8th note pattern, or you're just going really slow and making the 16ths into something more manageable like quarter notes or 8th notes. So again, don't overwhelm yourself when you're learning these difficult passages. So it really is about learning how to practice smarter, not harder. All right, now can you demonstrate the difference between slurring and tonguing a little bit more?
Yes, so also keep in mind that when you tongue everything, you are getting rid of finger flips, which basically means that, if I tongue it, you won't hear the mistakes I am making with my fingers. But then when we go back to slurring, then you hear those, which is why it's important to go slowly on both of them. So this is tongued. And I'm articulating every note in the run. And then this is back to slurred as it's written.
Okay, wonderful. So make sure when you're at home practicing this, you know the difference between tongue and slurred passages. If you don't and would like to set up a sample lesson with Miss Elizabeth to learn more about those differences, feel free to reach out to us here at the Music Connection. Our phone number is 815-217-5648. You can head over to our website also, www.themusicconnection.com. You can email me, info@themusicconnection.com, to learn more about learning how to master these difficult passages. All right, we'll be right back. All right, are you ready for more? Now she's going to basically give you a new way of thinking about the long or short sounds that you can make on the flute to help you master the passage with more efficiency. Here we go.
Yeah, so once you have a good idea of what notes you're playing, it is good to change the rhythms of the slur and the run before you keep practicing it. So one way you can do this is by changing the length of one note in the run. So for example, we have 4 notes in it, so I'm going to do long, short, short, short. Now I will do short, long, short, short. Now I will do short, short, long, short. Now I will do short, 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 long. And that will lead to you having like focusing on a different note in it every single time, so that then the transition from each note to the other note is smoother.
Great. And just to reiterate, muscle memory. So this technique is going to really keep you more engaged. So for those students that are watching, you've probably heard that from your teachers at school. It's important to stay engaged when you go into the classroom, so you're going to learn more. So make sure that you apply this strategy of changing the note durations to different lengths to really keep you engaged and help you be your best. All right, what's next?
So for the next one, we are going to actually change the rhythm now. So I will do, now I will do, and then I will do, or you could also do, so for example for that one I did C, E, G, B, so I divided them into 2 pairs of 8 notes. But if you are struggling with the inside of the run, you're struggling with the E flat, G flat, you could do, and you could just do that again and again and again until that transition feels smoother, and then you can put them back together. There you go.
That's wonderful. So just to recap, make sure that you have a lot of tools to help you master. And so lessons with Miss Elizabeth here will be great for your flute journey or your music journey in general. Sometimes students don't know these other methods, and it may take them a while to master any sort of difficult passage like we're demonstrating today for you. So make sure you reach out to us. We're located in Sycamore, Illinois. All right, what's next?
Now we can look at a different example of this.
Okay. All right, so we'll be right back. Stay tuned. All right, now, are you ready for a challenge? Look up here on the TV. We've got a long, difficult passage that Miss Elizabeth's going to go into more detail and give you some tips on how to master this passage. Go ahead.
Yep, okay, so this is a big run, and it starts on a difficult note for flute, which is an A above, 2 A's above the staff.
Okay.
This is what that sounds like. So that's what that A sounds like. So we're starting at that A and we're ending at an E, and you can't see it on the board, but the next measure after this starts in a low E. So you're going from 2 A's above the staff to a D below the staff. So I did, when I was practicing this, I did exactly what I talked about for the previous example. And so I tongued it out. And then I kept it slow for a really long time. And then I did long, short, the example we talked about. And so as you go, it'll get difficult because this is a big chunk. So when I practice it at home, I divide it into smaller chunks. And then that will lead you to being able to play this smoothly. Just like that.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So for those that are watching, can you tell us how long did it take you to master that?
So long. So I started out at 50.
50 beats per
BPM.
Okay, so for those that are watching,
Yep.
50 beats per minute. So 50 beats in 1 minute.
And then I played with a metronome every single time. And then I kept it at 50 for like a good 3 weeks or 2 weeks. And then I moved it up to 55, and then I moved it up to 60.
Okay. So yeah, so her strategy with the tempos is not super fast or odd tempo right away. So make sure those that are watching that you practice smarter, not harder.
Yep.
Start it slow and then bump up incrementally, maybe 5, 8 BPM, and then eventually until you get to odd tempo.
And you can do these rhythms and the articulating and the slurring examples with every single tempo. So
Right.
it's not like you're changing the way you practice it when you change the tempo.
That's wonderful. Now, what about anything regarding accents or dynamics? Should that be maybe placed to the side for the beginner
Yes.
and just work on correct rhythm and correct pitches?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And then later on, we'll add in what's
Yep.
written.
Once you're comfortable with this, like there's some accents that I put in.
Mhm.
So once you're comfortable with this, then you can add a dynamic.
That's great. That's great. Awesome. All right. So for those that are watching, if you're intrigued, if you want to maybe, if you're at the intermediate level and you want to go to that advanced level, Elizabeth is definitely available for the intermediate player and the beginner and the advanced player. So make sure you reach out to us here at the Music Connection, 815-217-5648. We're located in beautiful downtown Sycamore, Illinois. Our website is www.themusicconnection.com. You can learn more about Elizabeth on the teacher tab on our website. So stick around. We've got more coming up. Be right back. Miss Elizabeth, do you have any final words?
For kids that are starting to see this in their band class in middle school or in high school, or high school students that are doing solos for a solo and ensemble, you will see runs. Flute players have runs in every single thing we play. So make sure that you use these practicing tools.
Great, thank you. And these examples that we've been using, this is by a composer named Chaminade, the Concertino in D major, correct? Yep. And then the other one was a clarinet flute piece, a duo by Robert Muczynski. So for those that are interested, make sure you look those up and you can hear the entire pieces on the internet. So, and then real quick, make sure you head over to your smartphone. You can look us up right from your smartphone. Go to the website. You can contact us through Google Messenger and all that through your smartphone. All right. So stick around. We've got more videos coming up. Head over to our website. Head over to our YouTube channel to watch all the other educational videos that we're putting out. And you can learn more about our teachers on our website. And we have monthly recitals, and we have 2 big recitals every year. And a lot of great workshops that we do for guitar students. We have a wonderful new vocal ensemble called Vox Sonare, and a great jazz combo class called Jazz Vanguard, taught by Jack Watson, who was just awarded by Downbeat Magazine for his arrangement of All of Me. So make sure you check out Jack Watson's bio on our website and sign up for the Jazz Vanguard Jazz Combo class, or Vox Sonare, which is our wonderful new mixed chorus ensemble. And you actually may hear some of these runs in these other ensembles. So definitely realize that music is music, rhythm is rhythm. And so if you learn it on your instrument, you can apply it to a new instrument in a different style of music. And that's what makes music really fun. All right. So do you have any final thoughts or anything for the beginner?
Beginners, be patient and
Be
look
patient.
for help. Look
Yeah.
for tools, ask questions.
Ask questions, yeah. And reach out to us and you can study with Miss Elizabeth Vieyra. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.